Hey everybody, Chad Bennett here. Just wanted to take a moment to just reach out to everyone and kind of touch base and kind of just really drill down to who I am and where I came from and kind of my struggle and what it's taken for me to find success on this journey of starting my own business and working from home. Um, I can't tell you how grateful I am to Legendary Marketer and what they've taught me in such a short period of time. It's been about a couple months now, and I literally have just taken exactly what they've told me to do, and I've applied it to my life. And I've stayed consistent, and I'm keeping a positive mindset, and just really trying to attract the right things into my life and cutting out the things that were basically cutting the fat, cutting the things that were keeping me down, cutting the things that were keeping me back, holding me back from succeeding and doing what I really wanted to do in life. I was kind of basically just kind of paused and, making a decent living, going to work every day. Um, but honestly, I just really have always known that uh, I wanted more for myself, and that I knew I was capable of doing so much more. Um, and I'm kind of just really hadn't been doing anything about it. Um, to rewind here about maybe a good 15, 16 years back to when I was basically in high school, I think is when I kind of realized I wanted to be an entrepreneur and kind of started on that journey. I think what kind of initiated that was my father, who has always kind of been an entrepreneur in his own right by basically just buying and holding homes and flipping them. Um, excuse me. Um, he would always encourage me to read, and he was always willing to get me the tools to succeed. Um, but we never really talked about it that much. Uh, and so to kind of just start from the beginning, so my dad kind of inspired me to be an entrepreneur. I knew I wanted my own business. So one of the things I can remember actually doing is for my senior project in high school was actually my senior project was to invest people or to teach people how to invest in tax lien certificates and get like a guaranteed interest rate, pretty high interest rate of around 15% or so by just investing in tax lien certificates. So I had to get up and speak about it and write this whole project up, and I actually invested in tax lien certificates myself and made some money. Um, and that kind of initiated the whole entrepreneur thing. Uh, and then I remember about around that same time, telling my dad that I wanted to invest in homes and stuff too. So we had went to some kind of seminar, and we got sold this package to where somebody called me every day, and they sent over this gigantic box of books that just had an insane amount of information in them. At the time, being 16, I'm not saying it's not possible for anybody that's young, but my intentions for becoming rich, um, they were just a dream. I didn't know exactly why I wanted certain things. I never really felt the desire to really break free of what I was doing. I guess you could say I was comfortable, and comfortable is the worst thing that you can possibly be if you're actually trying to succeed in anything in life, because comfort just keeps you stagnant. You're not really growing. You're not really, but you're just kind of just hanging out. Um, so yeah, I'm not sure how I got onto that tangent there, but um, so I got this big box of books, and at that time, I guess what I was trying to describe is my mindset. Um, uh, I just thought of nice homes and cars and this lavish lifestyle, but I didn't really understand what it took to actually get there. I thought that just kind of going through the motions and talking to somebody every day, or it wasn't every day, but I think they called me like once a week, was just kind of just magically make it happen for me. And what I ended up finding out is that there was a lot of hard work that went into being successful, and not to make any excuses, But at that time in my life, I really wasn't really at that point where I felt enough pain to honestly put forth the effort to really make a change in my life. Things were just kind of easy for me living at home, going to school. Um, kind of moving forward from that, I kind of fumbled around with that for maybe a year or so. And then it kind of basically died off and got forgotten about and ended up just being this box of books that just sat in the corner and eventually in the attic. um, Moving forward, I think I still kind of kept the mindset. I never could really understand exactly what it was going to take for me to be successful. Moving forward, like I said, like another year or so forward, I met a gentleman by the name of Tony Alvarez at a local speaking event that he had put on, some flyer that we got in the mail, um, for how he made how he made $7 million in 10 years, or something like that. Um, Investing and basically buying and flipping homes in our valley here that we live in. Um, how he was able to accomplish that, and it was called the path of least resistance. And me and my dad went and we listened to this gentleman talk, and I still remember being there vividly in my mind. Um, and he basically described how he was able to do this, his path forward. We won't get into all the details about how he was flipping homes and stuff, but the meat and potatoes of what he was doing was building relationships. And he basically became the first phone call for these banks that have to liquidate homes that have been seized in foreclosure. These realtors basically had to liquidate these homes. He created relationships with these realtors and became their first phone call for when there was foreclosures. So the deals basically were coming to him. Anyways, this all sounded very interesting to me, and I wanted to know how I could do that too. Um, After that event, I think we had his email address, and I wrote him an email and told him how much I admired him and his success and what he was doing, and I would come work for free or do whatever it was I needed to do to learn from him and basically implement what he was doing. Um, so, to my surprise, he actually wrote me back, and he said that he was willing to come over to my parents' house and sit down and talk to us. So, you know, basically blown away that somebody this wealthy would be willing to just come over and just give his time to me. Uh, Somebody that really had really nothing to offer him other than just being grateful for his time and his knowledge, his wisdom. So he ended up coming over to our house a few days later or so, and I remember when he showed up and he came in and sat at our dinner table, and I remember him asking me um, why I wanted to succeed so bad, why I wanted this. And to be completely honest, at that time, I really didn't know. I knew the super shallow answers. That I wanted to be rich and that I just wanted nice things and stuff like that. The real quick answers. But I didn't really know why inside of me um, I was going to succeed. And he really drilled down on that how important that why was. Um, and uh, Kind of a side tangent here, a little bit of a story I want to take you on is just I want you to imagine. When you're growing up and maybe it's your parents or maybe it's someone that you look up to or maybe it's even circumstances right now where people keep giving you the answers. They keep telling you and they keep warning you of certain things and they're trying to guide you down the correct path and you kind of just blow them off like, yeah, whatever. I'll do that later and I'll get to it. You're kind of just comfortable, right? And Like I said, that's just super dangerous. What happens is is eventually you realize that that you need to take action, and without taking any type of real action, nothing really changes for you. Without change, there is no change. Um, my uncle Tony, he well, he called himself Uncle Tony. He isn't my real uncle, but Tony Alvarez. Um, he really gave me all the ingredients to success over the 2 3 years that I spent with him. At the time, though, I just really didn't. I really didn't grasp what he was feeding me. Uh, I thought that I was just magically going to find success one day, but I really wasn't doing anything. You see, he was telling me all the things I needed to know, but I wasn't implementing them. For instance, I remember um, Tony was actually in this state where he was actually teaching people how to do what he was doing. He was kind of done with the investing part. The market was kind of in a slump, and so he was writing books and doing seminars and this teaching phase. And he was testing some of his material out on me and this other gentleman that he knew. And we were in this small room, and I remember he stuck a $20 bill up on a whiteboard. And I don't remember the exact wording that he used, but basically he said, it was to the point where, how are you going to get that $20? How are you going to get that $20? It's sitting right there. How are you going to get it? And my character has always been to just be kind of a nice guy and just kind of sit back, and I didn't want to jump up out of my chair and go grab it, so I kind of just sat there and looked at him kind of confused. Well, the gentleman that was sitting next to me uh, immediately jumped up out of his chair and snatched that $20 bill right off of the whiteboard. And um, uh, I think back to this moment now, because there's so many things from when I was growing up and spending time with this man that I just really just took for granted, wasn't really comprehending, and wasn't applying to my life. The whole point of that exercise was, if you want something, you just need to reach out and grab it, whatever it takes to get it. And it's what I've realized honestly is that success is really just a mindset. Um, you have to change who you are first inside and figure out you and what you really want before you're really going to ever find and be able to go out there and get what you're after. Um, uh, I think it's called the Secrets to the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. I've been reading that book. Tony Alvarez actually gave me that book years ago. Back then, I forgot that he had given me that book. And telling this story actually gives me goosebumps a little bit, because what I found out was, when I started Legendary Marketer, going through the course and stuff, they recommend buying this book. And so I started digging through my cupboards, and I realized that I actually have this book, because it looked familiar, and I'm like, oh, I think I actually have this book. So I'm digging around, and I find it, and I'm flipping through it and stuff, and I open up the first page, and Tony had actually signed it, Tony Alvarez, with love, which it was just shocking to me, because again, going back, I had the answers 15 years ago. I just never applied them. I really didn't want to change, honestly. I was just kind of comfortable, just kind of hanging out. Fast forwarding to where I am now, and everything that I'm learning, it's just a lot of the same stuff, honestly. But to be completely honest, I'm just applying this stuff in my life. I'm listening, and I'm not letting my fear get in my way. When somebody tells me what works, I do it. No matter what, I'm gonna do it. And my why has kind of changed, well, dramatically. You see, I'm married now and have a wife and a baby, and another baby on the way. And I just really want more in my life. I have a decent job, make decent money. I've always known that I had the potential to make money online. I just really didn't know what to do, and I didn't know why inside of me. And now I've gotten to a point where I'm just consuming so much material that really has changed my mindset and my thinking to be able to attract into my life what I really desire. And T. Harv Eckert in his book actually talks about this a lot. Success is a mindset. If you really, really want something bad enough, go and get it, and don't stop until you get what you're after. You just never quit. Success comes with consistency. Uh, you can look at any simple method that you've learned previously in your life. For instance, just as simple as learning to walk when you're a baby. You as a child, you don't really think about it, but you just know that you want to. You're basically modeling your parents, and that's kind of what you do with success. You find somebody that you want to be like, you model what they do, and you do what they do. And as a baby, you want to walk, so you take those first attempts to crawl up and maybe hold onto the side of the couch, and you kind of hang out and you stand there, and then maybe one day you try to take a couple steps and you fall down, and you keep repeating that process, and it hurts sometimes. Maybe you fall down, you hit your head, you scrape your knees. But as a child, for whatever reason, we don't care. We just keep going and we keep trying. As adults, we get lazy, and I think we just get comfortable. But as children, we don't even think about the failure. We just keep trying, and we succeed. And that's kind of the recipe for success in life in general. Don't let the failures stop you from succeeding. They're just part of the journey. Just blow through it, get it out of the way. Don't be embarrassed about it, um, and just keep doing those things over and over and over again, and you're going to find success. It just takes a little bit of time and consistency. Um, Back to the baby analogy, you take those first couple of steps, and then finally, hey, you're kind of standing there. You're not hanging onto the couch anymore, and you've taken a couple steps, and before you know it, those couple steps turn into 5 steps, and then they turn into 10 steps, 15 steps, and then eventually you're just kind of walking around and you barely ever fall down again. Then guess what? Well, now you've been introduced to how to run, and you're learning how to, move quicker and faster and more efficiently, and eventually you're not even thinking about it anymore. It's just part of your daily routine, and you're just doing it. That's pretty much how success works with anything. I've even taken the analogy of like going to the gym. It's the same thing. So you want to, change your fitness. You want to change the way you look, the way you feel. So you go to the gym, and when you first start, it hurts. It hurts bad. You get really sore. Maybe you don't know what you're doing. You don't know how to lift the weights correctly. So you go to the gym, you kind of fumble around. Maybe you're embarrassed about everybody that's around you. And none of that matters. If you just go to the gym and you really, really wanted to change who you are and the way that you look, and you just stay consistent, maybe you set a goal, and goals are so important too. And guys, you have to write down your goals, because goals don't become real goals until you write them down, until you give them dates to actually meet those goals. Um, but for instance, back to the gym analogy. So you're at the gym, and um, you just keep going. Maybe your goal is to go 3 times a week for 2 hours, and you're going to do certain routines, and you're going to just continue doing those until you start to see some results. And I tell you what, if you keep continuing to go and you don't give up, um, uh, you will get results. And that just leads me to another thing too. Who are you surrounding yourself with in your life? Because those people that you are surrounding yourself with, those are your support. Those are the people that help keep you going. You should be surrounding yourself with what's the analogy that I've heard time and time again. I'm sure everybody's probably heard this, but you're only equivalent to the five closest people that you surround yourself with. That's so true. It really is. If you should be able to look around you, and you're probably the equivalent of the 5 closest people that you're hanging out with. So if you want to change your circumstances, all that tells you is that you need to get some new friends. You need to get some people to model that you want to be like, and bring them into your life, and get to know them, and model what they do and do what they do and listen to their advice, listen to their mindset. And what you're going to see is dramatic changes and shifts and what you're producing. T. Harv Eker talks about this in his book. He basically says that our roots produce our fruits. So what he's basically saying is what's happening inside is what you're producing on the outside. So what's below the ground, if you were to imagine a tree and its roots, is actually what's producing the quality of the fruit that's coming from the tree. So if you don't fix what's happening underneath the surface, then you're really not going to ever produce any different results. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So get your mind right. Get around different people. I know I'm kind of going all over the place here, but back to the gym thing. So you're at the gym, you keep working out. Surround yourself with other people that go to the gym and work out. A support system of people that are being successful. Maybe get yourself a personal trainer. You invest in that. Personal trainers are going to keep you accountable. They're going to tell you exactly what to eat. They're going to tell you how to work out. All you really need to do is apply yourself, and that's kind of what Legendary Marketer is really all about. They tell you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. Here's the steps. This is exactly what to do if you want to be successful in affiliate marketing or any of the other products that they sell. And it's laid out for you step by step. It literally is laid out for you step by step. I've looked for so long and fumbled around for so long trying different things, trying to reinvent the wheel, trying to do things my way. Look, you guys, if there's a recipe for success and somebody's already told you exactly what to do, it's just like the directions on the back of a box. You follow it to a T and you apply exactly what they tell you to do, and you're going to get similar results. The problem that people fall short on is they're lazy. They don't apply what they're being told. They just kind of fall back into their comfort zone and keep doing what they were doing, and that's too much. You know what? That's great. Not everybody's going to that's not great actually, but not everybody is going to find it. Maybe that person just hasn't come to that place in their life yet where they're just ready to make that leap. And actually, that's one of the things that Tony, actually thinking about that, that's one of the things that Tony actually told me 15 years ago. He told me, you're going to have a day one day where you wake up and you're going to realize what it takes. And you're going to have that aha moment. And it kind of makes me tear up, honestly, because I'm there, and I get it now, and I'm going to succeed. I am succeeding. I'm getting amazing results in such a short period of time, and I'm just not going to let anything stop me. And that is exactly the mindset that you need to have. Just keep consuming great material, and I'm going to continue to kind of help provide that. So be looking out for my videos. I will be making more, and I kind of just want you to follow me on my journey to success. And I just want to be completely transparent with you guys and just be honest. Honesty is just so important. There's so many scams out there. People telling you that you're going to get rich overnight, do this and that and spend this money, and it's just magically going to happen for you. Let me tell you, it's not just magically going to happen for you. You're not just going to magically press a button and instantly have a bunch of money in your account. Eventually, over years and years and years, and building success and building, or not success, but building influence and doing the things that are laid out before you, it can become that easy. But it's not. That doesn't happen overnight. I've been listening to so many stories of individuals who are top performers in Legendary's back office, and I'll kind of try to shorten this up because I don't want to make this drag this on too long. I'm not even sure how long I've been talking now, but I listened to one last night of these two individuals that didn't speak basically a lick of English and were from Russia, and came over with the American dream, and they're actually a husband and wife, and what they went through and how they were living and how they were broke and they had no money, but they had a desire. Each one of them had a little bit different story, but they had a burning desire to succeed. they weren't going to let anything stop them, and they both became aware of online working from home or working online and running a business, and basically going through the steps. What they realized is that they were just not going to give up, and they're ranked fourth in Legendary Marketer now for total income. Their story was amazing. I don't want to get too much into that. I know we've been talking for quite a bit here, but I hope I provided you guys some real value today. I hope you got to know me a little bit more and some of the story that goes back to 15 years ago and how I've kind of gotten to where I am now. This journey has been amazing. I can't thank Legendary Marketer enough for the information that they provided, and just being really transparent and honest and really wanting to help people succeed. I think that's what I value most. And I think that's what's most important in anything that you do. So if you really got anything out of what I discussed here today, I would ask that you just please subscribe to this channel, and that you give me a thumbs up. And I just thank you for your time, and I really pray that whatever situation that you're in right now, that you just realize that you are powerful and that you can have anything that you desire as long as you're willing to work hard for it and follow the steps that are laid out in front of you for success. It's all there. You just gotta want it. You just really gotta want it bad enough. And one other thing I will say too is, if you're feeling like you just don't want to spend any money, I get it. I had to make the same decision. You can do everything for free. You really can. You don't need to spend money. It might take you a little bit longer, and it might take you a little bit more hard work to go and find all those things that are for free on the internet. They are for free. However, if you want to spend a little bit of money and get it all packaged together of an exact blueprint of, hey, you need to do this, 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 and if you do these things and you do them the way we tell you and you listen to what we say, then you're going to get these results. I mean, I can't tell you enough. The results I've had in just a short period of time they've just been insane. So I hope you guys have a great day. I hope this has been an inspiration to you, and I hope that you find a lot of success, and I hope that you continue to follow me, and I hope I can continue to provide you a lot of value and be a resource to your success. Thank you for listening to me, and I hope you have a great day.